Tell us your dream. You know, what's the best thing you could imagine?
My teacher one time asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I looked straight up at her with a straight face and said, I want to be a psychotic killer when I grow up. Eyes bugged out, jaw dropped, and I was never asked that question in that school ever again.
Cathy, you were actually in the shows. Will you tell us a little bit about what that was like for you?
My father put me in the shows when I was about 6 years old, off and on. He had a problem drinking, so he would be too drunk to work. So I was the closest one identical to him, so I'd take his place. It was not as easy as what Grady thinks it is. So
It was hard in what way?
the business is hard because you have to deal with all the mouth. I mean, it's not the cut downs, because the cut downs you can deal with. It's just the vulgarness and just people's attitude themselves is just really bad.
I mean, people would say stuff to you. I mean, like...
Yeah, the last time I was out there was in St. Paul, back, I think it was 89. And this guy actually stood up and said that my mother should have killed me before I was born, before, you know, if she knew what I was like. And he even said he would kill his own if he was born different. So...
What else? Did you ever feel like that the sideshows were degrading, or was it good entertainment in its day?
I didn't think it was degrading at all. It put food on the table for people that didn't want to take welfare. And that's the output now. People think that anybody that's different should be on welfare instead of trying to make a living. I mean, if you can't hold down a regular job, and if you can work in the carnival, then, you know, go for it. But not if they want to be on welfare. You know?
There's always something you can do out there besides be on welfare. So.
Do you have a job?
Not currently.
How about you? Do you, Cathy?
No. I have different problems than just the deformity. So.
Well, if you, I'm just curious to know, like, what kind of work would you like to do? What's your dream for work?
Well, I like computers, so anything that has to do with computers. And that's in movies. So I'd love to, my real thing that I've been trying to do right now is get to work in a video store, because I mean I watch movies constantly, and so it's something I know.
Us too. Wow.
Did you ever think when you guys were kids that you would end up, you know, having that be your business? Did you think you would go into the sideshow business?
I always had this attitude that I was smarter than that. I didn't want to be out in that business. Because until 92, it got hard. It was a constant rigmarole, constantly. More than a regular 9-to-5 job.
Because of the moving, or?
Well, you have to make overnight jumps, which is tear down, move, and then set up the same day and open up. And people's attitude, fighting to get the right spot, worrying about if it's the right spot. It's just constant.
And the violence on the midways too. I mean, we were in one spot where there was a shooting, and I mean everybody was just running everywhere. And I mean, I don't know what that was all about, but it's just really, it tries on your patience and everything. So.
How do you feel about the word freak? Is that like a really ugly word to you, or is it a word that doesn't mean anything? I'm just curious.
To me, it's a word that shouldn't be used because I don't think anybody's a freak. Nobody. All because they're born with, you know, 2 faces or whatever. Don't make them a freak. It's what's inside that matters.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that come to see the shows, we looked at as freaks too. I mean, I look at people more, like she said, like on the inside than the outside. Because I mean, I was raised around people with 2 faces or 3 arms or whatnot. So it doesn't really matter what they look like.
Sure.
Okay.
Anything to do with the show is fine.
Okay.
Which the name is part of the show, so.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about that. Why create a title, you know, the Lobster Boy? Or...
It happened a long time ago with that name because it's basically just the shape of the hands. If you look at a lobster claw, it's shaped that way. They got one claw smaller than the other one, and it closes the same way as a lobster. So it's just a stupid nickname.
I mean, the only bad thing about the lobster thing and the whole hands is wearing gloves all the time to stop people from seeing for free what they had to go pay.
Unless you get mad at somebody, then you purposely take your gloves off.
Yeah, just to mess with them.
It's funny. A lot of people that we've talked to, like we talked to Priscilla, who used to have a beard, and she's in the same
we knew
thing. She would
Priscilla.
like, just try to shock people sometimes.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it, and had a human pincushion in our show, and go back there because I knew the guy that did it anyways because he worked for us, and go back there and just watch people like pass out or get sick. I mean, it was great. Then again, I'm kind of weird, so it's okay.
So you sort of grew up where like things that were really ordinary to you shocked other people.
Yep.
What was that?
It was just great. I loved it, and different people constantly. Got your own little family when you got people a sideshow because I mean you're with them like 6 months out of a year. So I mean, hey.
Is there anything that shocked you, or something like that you would pay to go see, or something like that?
I mean, his life revolves around video games and movies.
And music.
And
And
music.
And girls.
And girls.
Yeah. That right now is my life currently.
But tell us your dream. What's the best thing you could imagine?
Oh man, I don't know. I never really think about it. I mean, I used to get tired of that question in school. What are you gonna do when you grow up? I mean, I used to look at my teacher, and I mean, I was into some really weird stuff. I mean, and my friends all knew it. And my teacher one time asked me, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I looked straight up at her with a straight face and said, "I want to be a psychotic killer when I grow up." Eyes bugged out, jaw dropped, and I was never asked that question in that school ever again. I love just shocking people in general. And I mean, and like I said, I'm kind of macabre, so.
The black bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, what do you
Maybe
want?
make horror movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Cathy? Do you have any plans?
I'm getting ready to go to college soon in a couple of years. So
What would you like to study?
I want to pick up accounting to start with. I haven't really decided what I want to major in yet. But accounting is basically where I'm going right now.
I don't think I'd go back out on the road. I mean, I couldn't really anyways, because I mean, there's nothing to promote me as. Because my hands and everything is just deformed. It's nothing like my dad's or anything, so I don't think I could. They've asked Cathy before, though.
Yeah, and I said no. I don't want to go back out there. So,
How come?
just too much headaches. Too much headaches, too much violence. I mean, when I went to one spot and my husband got shot at over $8, that's time to back out. And, just see too much.
And the ridicule on Misty, you don't like that either.
That don't bother me because
I know you got
I'll
ticks
tell him to
sometimes.
go get a life somewhere,
She used to get tics sometimes because she'd have Misty in her little cradle. What is that?
Call a stroller.
That's it. The stroller. My bad. And behind the platform so she could keep an eye on her, and they'd be making remarks about her, and that really got to
The
Cathy.
adults bother me because they should have more respect for a baby, because this is when she was real little. And the kids I can overlook, but when it comes to adults, 23, 24 and up, I can't deal with that. They ought to get to know you before they come up with any conclusions of what you really like.
Judgmental people aggravate me. Then again, a lot of people aggravate me.